What if everything you believed about the world was a carefully constructed illusion? What if reality wasn't something you live in, but something you create? That's exactly what happened to Jane Roberts in 1963. She was an ordinary woman until one night she began channeling a non-physical being called Seth. This moment didn't just change her life. It opened a doorway into one of the most profound teachings ever recorded. Seth's message was simple but radical. You create your own reality. Not metaphorically, literally. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, all of them act like instructions, projected onto the canvas of the physical world. And now, decades later, modern science is starting to catch up. Cognitive researchers say the world we see isn't objective. It's an interface tailored by our perception. Just like a computer desktop hides the code, reality hides the deeper architecture beneath it. Which raises the ultimate question: what if God wasn't watching you from above, but experiencing life through your very eyes? Let's begin. What if God wasn't a being above you, but a field moving through you? That's what Seth revealed. That God is not a distant father figure in the sky, but something much closer, something deeper, something living inside you. He called it all that is, not a person, but a presence, not a ruler, but a source. All that is the totality of all creation, and also the potential for all creation yet to come. You weren't just made by it, you are made of it. Like a wave is not separate from the ocean, you are not separate from the field that creates worlds. This isn't just poetry, it's principle. Seth said, all that is experiences itself through you, which means every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every act of creation in your life is God expanding itself through you. In Eastern wisdom, there's a word for this: Brahman. In Advaita Vedanta, Brahman is the one undivided field, the source, substance, and destiny of all things. Brahman is not out there. It's in here. It's what looks through your eyes when you look at the sky. It's the stillness behind your thoughts. It's the pulse inside the present moment. Seth's all that is the Western mirror of this ancient truth. But here's the key: this source doesn't act alone. It creates with you. You are not a puppet. You are not being tested. You are not here to earn divine favor. You are here to remember that you are a living spark of all that is, and you shape reality just by being aware. Every belief you hold, every intention you set, every image you picture in your mind becomes the brushstroke on the canvas of existence. So God is not something you find in a book or temple. It's something you activate when you choose to align your thoughts with truth, your heart with love, your focus with expansion. And what makes this profound is that it puts responsibility back in your hands, not as burden but as power. You are not a passive witness to the universe. You are its partner, its vessel, its mirror. So ask yourself, what version of God is echoing through your mind right now? Because the field of all that is responds to what you believe is real. Which leads us to the next question. If you're not just created by all that is, what does it mean to create alongside it? Let's go deeper. What if your mind wasn't just perceiving reality, but projecting it? According to Seth, that's exactly what it's doing. He taught that your thoughts and beliefs aren't just lenses through which you interpret the world, they're generators of what you experience. Like a film running through a projector, your inner stories become the outer movie. Your world is not random. It's scripted by you, and now, science is catching up. In neuroscience, there's a powerful mechanism called the reticular activating system, or RAS. This network in your brainstem acts like a filter, deciding which information from the outside world reaches your conscious mind and which gets deleted. You don't see reality as it is. You see what your brain believes matters. That's why when you decide to buy a red car, suddenly red cars appear everywhere. They were always there. You just tuned your internal filter to notice them. The RAS isn't just about sensory focus. It's an engine of perceptual confirmation. If you believe life is against you, you'll see obstacles. If you believe you're supported, you'll begin spotting synchronicities, open doors. Subtil miracle. The mind becomes a frequency tuner, not just detecting reality, but selecting which version to observe. Seth called this the divine projector, and quantum physics backs it up. At the smallest levels of existence, particles don't exist in set locations. They exist as waves of probability until observed. This is known as the observer effect, the phenomenon where consciousness collapses a field of infinite possibilities into a single outcome. What you observe solidifies. What you ignore remains fluid. So when Seth says, "You create your own reality," he's not speaking metaphorically. He's describing a spiritual technology, one that physicists are just beginning to decode. Your beliefs are the slides. Your thoughts are the beam. And your emotions, the lens that either sharpens the truth or blurs the signal, either sharpening focus or distorting the frame. Let's use a metaphor. Your life is a movie theater. Most people think they're in the audience watching life unfold. But Seth says, you're not the spectator. You're in the projection booth. What shows up in your career, your relationships, your health is being cast from the real, spinning in your subconscious. So if you don't like the scenes you're living, don't fight the screen. Change the film. That's the fundamental shift Seth offers from passive observer to conscious editor, from why is this happening to me to what inside me is causing this pattern, from victim to architect. Because every thought, every reaction, you're adjusting the focus of the projector. And here's the question that collapses everything into clarity. It's not whether reality is real. It's which version of reality you're choosing to see. You see, you're not just living in the world. You're living in the world your consciousness has filtered, selected, and reflected. This is the foundation of inner power, not because you can control everything, but because you can influence everything. By shifting the narrative you're projecting. So, the next time life shows you something painful, ask yourself, is this a reflection or a pattern? Is this random or revealed? And what would happen if I rewrote the real? Let's go deeper. Because if the present is a projection, then time itself may not be what you think it is. We've been taught that time moves like a line passed behind us. future ahead. But what if that line doesn't actually exist? According to Seth, time isn't linear, it's simultaneous. Past, present, and future all exist right now. Not as poetic metaphor, but as literal structure. You aren't just moving through time, you're positioned within a field of moments, like stars in space. Your consciousness simply moves its focus, just like a flashlight moving across a map. This idea isn't unique to metaphysics. Modern physics has a name for it: the block universe theory. According to this model, all events past, present, and future coexist in a 4D space-time block. Einstein himself hinted at this when he wrote, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." So what does that mean for you? It means you're not trapped by the past, and you're not waiting for the future, because it's already here in a different coordinate of focus. You're not moving through time. Time moves through your awareness. Right now, another version of you is living a different choice. One where you said yes instead of no. One where the relationship worked. One where you never gave up. And all of those versions, they're accessible now. This is where things get powerful. Because if time is simultaneous, then healing doesn't have to be linear. You don't have to wait to let go of something from the past. You can shift your relationship to it right now. And that ripple moves backward. Here's a simple exercise to feel it for yourself. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Now bring to mind a moment from your past that still holds emotional charge. Don't analyze it, just feel it. Notice the weight, the color, the sensation. Now imagine your present self walking into that moment, calm, strong, aware. See yourself offering comfort, or wisdom, or simply presence. Watch how the moment begins to shift. That's not imagination. That's energy moving across timelines. Because consciousness is not bound by time, it's the navigator of time. Seth teaches that your present moment is a portal, a launching pad. Every belief, every emotion you hold now sends signals both forward and backward, rewriting how the story is stored in your field. This reframe dissolves regret. It rewires trauma. It reshapes how your body and brain carry the past. And it opens up future timelines that were previously unreachable, because when your present state changes, you no longer align with the future that matched the pain. You shift into a new probable future, one that matches your healed state. It's not fantasy, it's frequency. You are not just the product of your history. You are the selector of timeline experience. So the next time you say, "That's just how it happened," pause and ask yourself, what if the past I've been trying to heal has already shifted in another timeline, and I just haven't tuned to it yet, because time is not what you think, and neither are you. Let's keep going. What if your symptoms weren't problems to fix, but messages to decode? Seth teaches that illness isn't just a breakdown of the body, it's a reflection of inner conflict. A story your cells have been told, and now believe. Every organ, every function, every cell responds to the emotional environment you live in. And here's what modern science confirms. They're listening to your thoughts. This isn't metaphor. It's biological reality. In the field of psychoneuroimmunology, researchers have found that emotions directly influence the immune system, hormone balance, and cellular repair. Negative emotions like shame, resentment, or chronic stress release cortisol, a chemical that weakens immunity, slows healing, and creates inflammation. But here's what's more fascinating. Self-love behaves like medicine. When you practice genuine self-acceptance, when you speak to yourself with compassion instead of criticism, your brain releases oxytocin, dopamine, and nitric oxide, all of which support immune regulation and tissue repair. That means a loving thought can literally improve your body's ability to heal. Seth goes further. He introduces the concept of cellular memory, the idea that your cells store emotional imprints, especially from traumatic or unresolved experiences. Have you ever felt pain or tension in a certain part of your body? Even when there's no visible injury, that might be your body holding onto a memory, a moment it hasn't yet released. Here's the truth Seth offers. You don't just live in your body, you live through your beliefs about your body. If you believe you are broken, your biology adjusts. If you believe you are capable of healing, your biology listens, and healing begins. Here's a simple exercise rooted in both Seth's teachings and trauma-informed therapy. Close your eyes. Place your hand gently over the area of your body that feels tense, painful, or numb. Don't try to fix it. Just acknowledge it. Now say, "Gently, I hear you. I'm listening. You are safe now. Breathe. Stay here for a minute." What you're doing isn't magic. It's regulating your nervous system, creating coherence between your mind and body. And that coherence, it's the foundation of healing. Because healing isn't just physical, it's emotional memory being rewritten. Seth reminds us that the body is a mirror of the inner self. When the body hurts, it may be holding emotions we haven't let ourselves feel. When the body heals, it's often because we finally let something go. So the real question isn't, what's wrong with my body? It's what story is my body still carrying that no longer serves me? And once you shift that narrative, your cells will follow. Healing isn't about fighting illness. It's about restoring alignment between what you believe, what you feel, and what your body has been silently responding to for years. Because the truth is, your biology is listening, not to your wishes, but to your self-talk, to your beliefs, to the emotional signals you send all day long. So when you speak to your body, ask yourself, are you speaking as a critic or as a caretaker? Because healing isn't just about the body, it's about the story your body believes. And that story can be rewritten, starting now. What if the version of you who made the other choice never disappeared? What if that version of you who said yes instead of no, who stayed instead of leaving, who leapt instead of hesitating, is still alive right now in a parallel timeline? According to Seth, that's not science fiction. It's how reality actually works. You see, Seth taught that time doesn't move in a straight line. It's not a single railroad track guiding you from birth to death. It's a field, a web, a constantly branching structure where every decision, every thought, even every impulse spawns another path, another version of you, another unfolding of consciousness. Every time you turned left, another version of you turned right. Every time you hesitated, another version of you acted boldly. And here's the most mind-bending part. Those alternate selves aren't imaginary. They're real. They're active. They're living those other lives right now, in what Seth calls simultaneous time. You may not remember them consciously, but you can feel them. Ever experienced déjà vu so intense it made your body stop? Felt an emotional connection to a place you've never visited? Or a strange sense of familiarity around a person you've just met? Those are echoes, ripples from the other selves, bleeding through the veil of your primary timeline. Your intuition doesn't only pull from this life, it draws from the entire multi-dimensional network of lives you're living, across timelines and frequencies. So instead of asking, "What if I made the wrong choice?" ask this instead: "What can I learn from the self who made the other choice?" Let's go further. Here's a guided exercise inspired by Seth's teachings and refined through modern visualization work, the parallel self-merge. Find a quiet space. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Now, bring to mind a moment in your life where a major decision was made, one that's lingered in your memory, a career path, a relationship, a move, any fork in the road. Now shift the question. Don't ask, "What if I had chosen differently?" Instead ask, "Where is the version of me that did choose differently?" Visualize that version of you. What are they doing? What's their energy like? What's the one quality they've cultivated that you could use right now? Is it confidence, freedom, discipline, peace? Now say in your mind, "I honor your path. I receive your strength." We integrate. Now, inhale deeply. And as you exhale, feel that strength, the frequency of that other self, enter your current body. Anchor it. Let it become you. Because here's the truth. You're not pretending. You're bridging timelines. You're reclaiming potentials you never lost, only tuned out. This is not wishful thinking. It's multidimensional psychology, a living architecture of consciousness. You are not one self. You are an ecosystem of selves, each holding different lessons, each alive in a different corner of the infinite field. And when you learn to access that field, you gain insight, resilience, strategy, and emotional depth beyond your current life's experience. So next time you feel regret creeping in, pause. Remember, that version of you still exists. It's not gone. It's just running on another channel. And with each conscious breath, you decide which version of you to tune into, which story to amplify, which outcome to claim. Because the universe isn't asking, "What have you done?" It's asking, "Which version of you are you ready to become?" And if all versions still live, then maybe you were never too late at all. You've heard the word manifestation 1,000 times. Vision boards, positive thinking, raise your vibe. But what if manifestation wasn't a spiritual trend? What if it was science, misunderstood? Seth didn't describe manifestation as magic. He described it as mechanics, an energetic process as consistent as gravity. According to Seth, manifestation is not something you do, it's something you allow. It happens when your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs vibrate in coherence. Every thought emits a signal. Every emotion turns that signal into a frequency, and that frequency, it becomes your broadcast and reality. It becomes the echo. Think of your mind like a radio tower. Your thoughts are the dial, your emotions are the amplifier, and the life you experience, it's the station you're tuned into. If you think, "I'm not good enough," and you feel unworthy, you're broadcasting a frequency of rejection. And what do you receive? Closed doors, missed calls, disconnected relationships. But if you think, "I am enough," and your nervous system believes it, you enter a different field, one where people respond, one where support, opportunity, and alignment begin to appear not as miracles, but as matches. This isn't metaphysics, it's resonance. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what your entire system is vibrating. As Seth put it, you are always creating, not just when you light a candle, journal, or chant, always. With every belief you reinforce, every emotion you repeat, every inner monologue you let run unchecked, the question is not, does manifestation work? It's, are you manifesting by design or by default? So, how do you shift the signal? It begins with one of the most misunderstood tools in the spiritual world, the affirmation. Here's the truth. Affirmations don't work if your body doesn't believe them. Saying, "I am abundant," while your chest tightens and your jaw locks, that's not alignment. That's emotional dissonance. So instead of forcing the words, you tune to them. Here's a tool Seth hinted at. Let's refine it. The emotionally charged affirmation. Step 1. Slow down. Close your eyes. Breathe into your belly. Recall a memory, any moment when you felt secure, supported, or provided for. Maybe it was a kind gesture, a warm home, a quiet moment when everything felt okay. Now, from that space, say, "I am abundant." Did you feel that difference? That inner yes, that's the real power, not the phrase, but the frequency. If your body resists a phrase like, "I am worthy of love," don't force it. Rewire it. Try, "I am learning to open to love. I am safe enough to receive love. I am willing to feel love in small ways today." Meet your nervous system where it is. Then walk it forward. When your emotion matches, your intention, your frequency changes. You don't make manifestation happen. You remember the signal of the reality already waiting for you. That's why manifestation isn't a future achievement. It's a present tuning. Your dream life isn't somewhere in the distance. It's already vibrating on a channel. And your job isn't to chase it. It's to sync with it. When your thoughts broadcast clarity, when your emotions hum with resonance, the universe doesn't hesitate. It mirrors you. Not law of attraction, law of recognition. You see what you are. You attract what you remember. So take a breath. Feel the emotion of the reality you want. And now, speak from that place. I remember who I am. I remember what I'm here to create. Because manifestation isn't magic. It's memory. And the frequency you choose to remember begins now. Seth taught that the present moment isn't just where life happens, it's where you happen. It's not just a mindfulness concept or a self-help cliché. It is the only place where reality can be shaped. Because while your memories exist in the past, and your dreams live in the future, the only moment that holds true creative authority is now. Every thought you generate, every belief you reinforce, every decision you make, they can only occur in the now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, only here. Seth described time not as a linear track, but as a multi-dimensional field where past, present, and future all coexist in layered simultaneity, and within that timeless field, the present is your access point, your anchor, your portal. You don't have to wait for healing. You don't need to hope that someday your life will shift. You only need to return to the moment you're already in. Because when you do, you're not just surviving life. You're stepping into the role of creator. Let's go deeper. Presence as portal. Your attention is a frequency dial, and where you aim it decides what world you tune into. But most people aren't present, not because they're incapable, but because they're distracted. They're not trapped by circumstance. They're trapped by thought loops. What if I fail again? Why did that happen to me? When will it finally get better? The mind replays old stories like broken records. And while the body remains anchored in now, the awareness is scattered across regrets and projections. This is what Seth meant. You cannot change what you are not present with. You cannot heal what you are unwilling to feel. You cannot create while avoiding the canvas of now. So, how do you return grounding ritual? Come back home. Right now, take a slow, conscious breath. In through your nose. Hold for a moment. Then exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your feet resting on the ground. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the presence of your body. Let yourself notice the room around you, the sounds, the space, the silence. Now ask softly, what am I feeling right now? Not why am I feeling it, not how do I fix it, just what is here? That single moment of awareness breaks the cycle. It interrupts the endless loops of thought and brings you back to what's real. Do this enough, and it becomes a habit. A soft reboot for your nervous system. A quiet act of reclaiming your power without pushing or performing. The present is a creation point. Right here, this moment, you can shift the lens through which you view your life. And that shift, it creates a ripple that touches your future and reshapes your relationship with the past. Choose peace now, and you stop dragging anxiety into tomorrow. Choose forgiveness now, and you release the weight of yesterday. Choose clarity now, and your next decision becomes aligned. You are not your past. You are not your fears about the future. You are whatever you decide to be, right now. Seth reminded us, what you focus on now expands. What you feel now attracts. What you choose now becomes the blueprint for what's next. So the work isn't in fixing what's behind you. It's not in waiting for what's ahead. The real work is being here, now, with your full self. Because the moment you return to now, you reclaim the pen. You stop reading the script. and start writing the next chapter. So take another breath. Feel your presence return. Anchor yourself in this exact moment without needing to change it, because this moment is the axis of all timelines. And when you stand fully in it, you bend them all. Seth taught that the people in your life aren't random. They're not just companions, distractions, or obstacles. They're reflections living, breathing mirrors of your inner world. Every relationship you enter, every attraction, every conflict, every wound reveals something deeper about how you view yourself. Because life isn't simply showing you others, it's showing you you. This is the principle of projection. When you feel dismissed, judged, unappreciated, it may not be the world doing this to you. It might be a forgotten part of yourself still believing you don't deserve more. And that belief, it becomes the lens, a silent filter, coloring how you perceive others and how they respond to you. Seth's insight: change the belief and the mirror must change. Let's break it down. The three-stage mirror projection: rejection, integration. Stage 1, projection. You unconsciously cast a disowned part of yourself onto someone else. You admire their boldness because you've buried yours. You're triggered by their arrogance because your own assertiveness feels unsafe. You envy their joy because yours has been locked away. Stage 2, rejection. We see that disowned trait in others and we push it away. We criticize. We avoid. We cut them off without realizing we're cutting off our own growth, because facing them means facing a part of ourselves we haven't learned to love. Stage 3, integration. This is where transformation begins, when you stay present with awareness, not defense. Something opens. The mirror turns into a window, not a window to escape through, but one to look inward. And the person you once judged, they become a teacher. Not because they were right, but because they held up a mirror to the very part of you were finally ready to reclaim. Practical exercise. The relationship journal. Let's ground this in practice. Take a journal. Choose a relationship that recently triggered you. Could be conflict, could be distance, could even be admiration. Now write, what specifically triggered me? What emotion did I feel, and where did I feel it in my body? What memory or pattern does this remind me of? What part of myself is being reflected back? Is this a trait I reject, suppress, or long for? What healing or integration is being invited right now? This is shadow work. But instead of doing it in isolation, you're letting life become the mirror. You're not here to fix them. You're here to decode what they awaken in you. Why this changes everything. Most people stay stuck in relationship loops because they think the issue is out there. Seth flips the script. He reminds us, you meet no one by accident. Every person is a potential mirror, an invitation to project, reject, or integrate. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. When you recognize your relationships as reflections, you stop trying to control others and start transforming yourself. Your partner's criticism becomes your call to strengthen your voice. Your friend's envy reminds you to own your brilliance without apology. Even someone's absence might reveal the part of yourself you've abandoned. This doesn't mean staying in toxic dynamics. It means understanding the purpose of the encounter so you can leave with wisdom instead of another wound. So, next time someone triggers you, pause. Don't just ask, "Why are they doing this?" Instead, ask, "What part of me is being shown right now?" Because maybe every argument, every attraction, every goodbye is your higher self whispering, "Here I am," hidden in plain sight. And if your relationships mirror your thoughts, what happens when your thoughts begin to mirror pure intention? Let's now explore how manifestation truly works, not as magic, but as resonant alignment. You've heard the principles. You've felt the resonance. Now it's time to see how this all plays out in the real world. Because Seth's teachings aren't just philosophy. They're not just words on a page or concepts to admire. They change lives. They've changed thousands. Let's step into a few stories. Real people, real challenges, and the exact moment where mindset met transformation. Story 1. From illness to inner healing, old belief. My body is broken. I am powerless. Intervention. Mind-body alignment plus cellular self-love. Result: health stabilization plus emotional empowerment. John had been living with diabetes for more than a decade. Despite diligent medication and lifestyle routines, he felt helpless, like his body was against him. But one day, while reading The Nature of Personal Reality, he paused at a sentence that struck a nerve. Your beliefs form the cells of your body. That changed everything. He stopped treating his body like a malfunctioning machine. He began treating it like a partner in healing. Each morning, he visualized harmony, cells glowing, blood sugar balanced, organs working in rhythm. He'd say aloud, "My body is intelligent. I trust its rhythm. I support its healing." This wasn't about ignoring medical treatment. It was about activating his role as co-creator. Over time, his blood sugar stabilized. But more importantly, his relationship to his body transformed. He went from surviving to partnering. Story 2. From scarcity to abundance. Old belief: I'll never get ahead. There's never enough. Intervention: daily affirmation plus gratitude-based reprogramming. Result: unexpected income. Better job. Debt reduction. Beth, a single mom of 2, was always in survival mode. Bills, overdrafts, anxiety as background noise. Seth's core message hit her hard. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe. So she began changing the signal. Each morning, before K's began, she wrote, "I am worthy of abundance. Money flows to me through channels seen and unseen." She practiced gratitude for what she already had, a warm home, her kids' laughter, a full pantry. Within 90 days, she landed a job that paid 30% more. A friend gifted her a check that paid off a credit card. And most striking, the anxiety softened. Trust, she said, took its place. Her outer life changed, but only because the inner broadcast shifted first. Story 3. From conflict to connection. old belief, "He doesn't understand me," will never change. Intervention, mirror, journaling, plus emotional recentering result revived intimacy. Open communication. Lisa had been married 11 years, but lately, the silence between them said more than words ever could. She blamed him, until one night. After reading Seth's teachings on projection, she realized maybe the silence wasn't just his, it was hers too. So she did something radical. Instead of blaming, she started journaling. Each evening, she wrote, "What did his reaction reflect in me? Where am I abandoning myself in this relationship? What am I seeking from him that I won't give myself?" She stopped reacting and started responding. She met her own needs, then spoke from clarity, not resentment, and a shift happened. His energy softened. The tension broke. They talked. They laughed. They reconnected. The pattern across every story. No one forced the universe to change. They aligned with it. And each breakthrough followed the same pattern. Awareness, spotting the limiting story. Intervention, affirmation, imagination, or reflection. Shift, emotional, relational, or physical change. Integration, a new reality becomes the norm. These aren't miracles, they're mechanics, because reality, it isn't a brick wall, it's a mirror. And when you change what you're projecting, the reflection must shift. If it worked for them, why not you? The power that moved their lives doesn't belong to the gifted or the lucky. It's already in you, waiting for your signal. So take a breath and ask yourself, what belief are you ready to release? What new reality are you ready to choose? Because now we step into the final part, where it becomes your turn. By now, you've seen how powerful Seth's teachings are, but the real question is, how do you live them? Not once, not when it's convenient, but as a daily embodiment of reality creation, because knowing the truth isn't enough. Integration is the bridge between knowledge and transformation. So here's your map. A simple, powerful Seth-based ritual designed to reprogram your subconscious, align your vibration, and place you in conscious command of your reality. This is the Seth Practice Blueprint. Step 1. Morning. Conscious calibration before the world reaches for you. Reach for yourself. Wake up. Sit quietly. And breathe with presence. Then, visualize your day unfolding as if you've already succeeded. Picture it in detail, emotion, color, sensation. Say aloud, "I am the dreamer, and the dream, what I believe. I become." Your voice activates your intention. Your imagination gives it form. Anchor this with a symbol, a visual that activates your subconscious. It could be the infinity loop, a circle, or a personalized glyph. Each time you see it, feel, "I remember I am the creator." Step 2. Midday, energetic realignment. Halfway through your day, pause. Close your eyes for 90 seconds. Feel your body. Scan for tension, doubt, disconnection. Then ask, what am I broadcasting right now your energy never lies. Use a micro-affirmation to reset. I align with clarity. I return to my center. Drink water slowly. Touch the symbol. Return grounded. Step 3. Evening. Reflective rewriting. At night, your subconscious is most impressionable. This is when you rewrite your inner code. Begin with gentle breathwork. Let your body relax into presence. Then journal 3 questions. Where did I act from belief today? What emotion ran my decisions? What would my parallel self thank me for right now? Close with a short visualization. See yourself stepping into your preferred timeline, walking, speaking, deciding as if you already are that version. Say aloud, I am the one who chooses. I am the one who remembers. This sequence signals to the subconscious, install this version as default. Optional amplifier. Seth symbol imprint. Before sleep, draw or visualize your chosen Seth symbol on your chest, forehead, or in your mind's eye. Hold the image. Say, I am one with all that is, and all that is flows through me. Let this be the last thought before you sleep. You'll wake subtly different, because every ritual reprograms. Every repetition carves a new groove in your being. This isn't about rigid control. It's about sacred consistency. Reality creation isn't a wish. It's a daily pattern. You train your focus like a muscle. You install new truths like software. And slowly, the outer world bends to the inner signal. Now it's your turn. The blueprint is here. The tools are in your hands. Will you use them or keep dreaming unconsciously? In the final chapter, we close the loop. Let's bring it all together. Outro. You are the experiment and the creator. You've just been handed a mirror, not the kind that reflects your face, but the kind that shows you your essence, your truth. Your power. Seth didn't just bring messages. He brought a challenge. What if your thoughts weren't reflections, but instructions? What if your emotions weren't reactions, but magnetic codes? What if your reality wasn't happening to you, but because of you? Let's be honest. This changes everything. Because if what Seth says is true, that reality bends to belief, that your mind is the divine projector, that time is not a line, but a living field, then your entire life is not fixed. It's fluid. It's programmable. And you are the interface. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll nod, feel inspired, and forget. But not you, because you didn't make it here by accident. You stayed. You listened. You felt the truth vibrating behind the words. You are not just a passive observer of this universe. You are both the experiment and the creator. And now, it's time to decide. Will you keep living as if your life is something to survive, or begin living as if it's something you author? This isn't about perfection. It's about participation. So, here's your invitation. The 30-Day Seth Reality Practice Challenge. For the next 30 days, wake up each morning and say, I am the creator of my experience. Visualize your ideal timeline as if it's already real. Use emotionally charged affirmations to rewire your inner script. Reflect each evening. What did I project today? What did I learn from my reality mirror? Watch the patterns. Track the synchronicities. Measure the inner shift. Because reality isn't shaped by one breakthrough vertical bar, but by the rhythm of repeated intention. Want more support? Comment below. I'm in for 30 days. Let's create this field together. Subscribe so you don't miss the next insight. Like this video to signal the algorithm and your subconscious that this matters. And if you want deeper tools, daily guidance, and access to the Seth Ritual Journal, join the 30-day challenge through the link below. This is where application replaces theory. Here's what Seth would remind you. You are not separate from Source. You are not at the mercy of time. You are not here to be controlled by external events. You are consciousness, concentrated into a body, streaming through a moment, writing itself into existence. You are not meant to follow reality. You are here to author it. The pen has always been in your hand. And the universe. It's been waiting for the story only you can write.